if if essentially if 2 council members agree to put something on the next agenda, okay. But as far as a written request that's not done here at a public meeting, you want to make it 2 council members and then also get the authorization of the mayor to put it on the agenda.
Right.
Okay.
It also, I think it'll eliminate what has happened in the past where we get an like a federal or state representative calling the day of the agenda meeting saying, I want this on the agenda. Well, we want to honor them, but we have a process. Okay, can you make those changes? Can we approve with those changes? Or
I think so. I think you can approve it with those changes. It's pretty clear what you've stated. That's the only change you're making is that when there's going to be a written request from a council member to put an item on the agenda, it has to be 2 council members making a request to the city manager, and the city manager will just confer with the mayor simply to say, should it go on the agenda? We're not discussing the subject matter. We're not discussing how you're going to vote. It's just simply put it on the agenda.
right.
And otherwise, you're fine with the way
I'd like to move with those changes. Do I have a second? Second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? The motion passed unanimously. Item 13 is similar, right, Jennifer? But this lays out policies and procedures.
Yes, this lays out the policies and procedures for the actual council meetings. We already had some sections in our municipal code that said when the regular meeting is going to be, and if there's one on a holiday, what happens? We schedule it the next day. So essentially, we've expanded upon that, and we've set out some procedures. They include, the time of the meeting, the place of the meeting, how you're going to take up matters on the agenda, the fact that the mayor is the presiding officer, and if the mayor's not here, it's the mayor pro tem. If the mayor and the mayor pro tem are both going to be gone for a certain amount of time, the mayor can appoint someone to be an acting mayor during the absence. How you handle public hearings, how voting happens, how motions are made. It sets out all the rules of order for the council meeting. And again, it's just to help us clarify. We've really never had written policies for the council, and it just makes it easier when questions come up to say, well, let's look at our written guidelines, see what the answer is, and then if the guidelines don't answer it, you get to vote on what the answer is, but it at least gives you some more clarity and certainty in the actions you take.
I didn't see the section where the chain of command.
That is under Presiding Officer 2.04.080, Section A. Page 5.
Person to defend. Okay. Did everyone have a chance to review these? Do you want more time to kind of tweak them a little bit or not?
It's up to you. I did provide these the day we did the new council member orientation. These are the same ones. Essentially, these are used in one of the other cities that our law firm works for, and they've been used for quite a while and have worked well. So I, kind of doctored those, and you're free to take a look at them. I mean, these do affect the way you present and conduct business here. So if you want to look at those and then come back, we can do that.
Did you have the 3-minute time here on addressing the council section? Yep.
The 3 minutes for public comments, is that what you were talking about?
I didn't see I saw the address, council. Oh, there it is, in section 4 for that particular addressing the council, page 10. Addressing the council, addressing council, speaker, microphone speakers. Shall limit the remarks to 3 minutes. In doing this, as we're setting this policy, can we get back our timer, put up somewhere, whether it be there or up front or wherever it needs to go?
Sure. I did note one other change is in 2.04.060, section C. I forgot to add in business items when it lists out the order of items on the agenda.
Do you want to make those changes and bring them back as the final one? That way we have, Ralph?
Jeff, what happens if you have a controversial item and they come and ask for 5 minutes instead of 3?
Essentially, I mean, most cities, and I don't know if it's in here, but what they do is they allow, it's up to the mayor to decide, you know, how many minutes are going to be given, and the fairness aspect is if you're going to give, you know, a certain amount of time to one person, then you give the same time to the other. I have seen where if 20 people are here all on the same item, then certain people, they say, I agree to give my 3 minutes to one speaker. And so you'll give that one speaker a longer amount of time because that speaker is speaking on behalf of 20 people. And I can look to see in here if it is...
You have a section on group communication.
Yes, here it is. Yes.
Page 10. Can you read that section?
Group communications, when any identifiable group of persons, as opposed to the general public at large, wishes to address the council on the same agenda item, the presiding officer shall have the discretion to request that a spokesperson be chosen by said group to address the council. If additional issues are to be presented at the hearing by any other member of such group, the presiding officer may limit the number of persons and the time periods to address the council so as to avoid unnecessary repetition of issues before the council. So I could add something in there that just discusses this or allows this issue of kind of cooling time when you have multiple people. I don't know if it's somewhere else in the
Question, do we limit? 5, 6 minutes, 9 minutes, and what's the threshold?
3.
Right,
And 3 minutes is the most common that I've seen in any jurisdiction that I've worked in, and I think that seems to be the most workable number that's out there is 3 minutes. Because if everybody knows that they get 3 minutes, then that's all you get, unless, like I said, you agree to speak on behalf of a number of people, and then the mayor allows you to have additional time. It's all a matter of fairness to make sure that at least that you're giving opposing sides the same amount of time. So, you know, we could increase it. That's going to make your meetings longer. 3 minutes is the threshold. I have seen when there's 50 people in the room, the mayor say 2 minutes is what we're going to give you tonight because we have 50 people in the room, and I want everyone to be able to talk. So I have seen it lessened as long as you keep it fair across the board. But it's really, it seems to me that that's one of the things that's in the discretion of the mayor, and the mayor gets to kind of oversee the meeting and make those decisions.
Well, I would say, I don't know, I would say we keep it at 3 minutes, and we maybe put a time limit on the public comment section. Not so much on the people, but on the public comment section. Maybe a maximum of 20 minutes. Can we do that?
I think it all depends on the meeting, because a lot of times we have, you know, 3 public comments, and you're not going to go 20 minutes. But if you do have a situation where there's a large number of people here, you want to give them a fair amount of time. And what you can say is, tonight there is a large number of people, we want to get through everyone. We're going to say 40 minutes total, and you each have 2 minutes, and I think you can do that. So maybe I can write in some flexibility in terms of...
Is not the language that says up to the presiding officer, doesn't that give us that opportunity, that flexibility anyway?
I think right now it does specify the 3 minutes, and it talks about if you would grant further time to them. So maybe I could add language in there about the fact that you could also decrease the 3 minutes as long as you're keeping it fair to everybody.
Sure. Okay. Everybody gets the same amount of time. How about, did you include language in there that specified that speaking from the audience is not allowed? They have to come up to the podium.
Yeah, I think that there's language in here that talks about how you...
Under addressing the council.